ASHFALL entry 001. Fear opening observation. Fear is not your enemy. It does not arrive unexpectedly. It does not surprise the trader. It is present before the first order is placed. It exists before the account is funded. It appears before every decision. Most traders misunderstand this. They believe fear is a problem that appears later, after losses, after mistakes, after damage. That belief is incorrect. Fear is present at the beginning. It simply goes unnoticed. Fear watches every trade. It observes entries. It observes exits. It observes hesitation. It does not interfere. It does not shout. It waits. Fear never leaves. It does not disappear with experience. It does not fade with confidence. It does not weaken with time. It remains. The false expectation. Most traders believe the goal is to remove fear. They search for certainty. They search for confidence. They search for systems that promise comfort. They believe that once fear is gone, execution becomes easy. This belief creates damage because fear is not a malfunction. It is not an error in psychology. It is not a weakness unique to beginners. Fear is a constant response to uncertainty, and markets are nothing but uncertainty. The trader who expects fear to disappear is already compromised. They are waiting for a condition that will never arrive. How fear first manifests. Fear rarely announces itself. It does not appear as panic. It appears as subtle hesitation, a delay before clicking, a second glance at confirmation, a need for one more signal. The trader tells themselves they are being careful. They are not. They are negotiating with fear. Fear manifests as restraint disguised as discipline. It appears as patience that feels forced. It feels heavy, uncomfortable. This discomfort is often misinterpreted. The trader assumes something is wrong. They assume the setup is weak. They assume the timing is off. They assume waiting will improve clarity. It does not. Fear has already entered the process. The observation phase. At this stage, fear only watches. It does not control. It simply observes how the trader reacts to discomfort. Does the trader wait without interference, or do they seek relief? Most seek relief. Relief does not always come from exiting trades. It often comes from avoiding them entirely. Missing trades feels safer than taking losses. This is where fear begins shaping behavior. Avoidance as control. Avoidance feels responsible. It feels intelligent. It feels safe. The trader believes they are protecting capital. In reality, they are protecting identity. Loss threatens how the trader sees themselves. Fear responds by limiting exposure, not to risk, to discomfort. Avoidance is rewarded emotionally. There is no loss, no immediate pain. This reinforces the behavior. Fear learns that hesitation works. The transition. At some point, avoidance becomes unbearable. Missed opportunities accumulate. The trader begins to feel left behind. Now fear changes form. Fear no longer says, wait. It now says, act. But the act is rushed. Fear and rushing. Rushing is not confidence. It is panic in motion. The trader enters late. They enter impulsively. They enter without structure. This is often labeled as aggression. It is not. It is fear attempting to regain control. The trader believes speed will compensate for hesitation. It does not. It amplifies error. Fear oscillates between hesitation and impulsivity. This creates inconsistency. Inconsistency creates losses. Losses strengthen fear. The loop is established. The illusion of experience. Many traders believe fear disappears with experience. What actually disappears is awareness. The trader becomes familiar with fear. They stop noticing it. This is not mastery, it is normalization. Fear becomes integrated into decision-making. It begins influencing position size, exit timing, risk tolerance. Quietly, the trader believes they are improving, but their behavior is still fear-driven. It is simply better disguised. Fear and risk distortion. Fear distorts perception of risk, not objectively, psychologically. Small losses feel large. Large losses feel unbearable. The trader begins modifying rules, just slightly. They reduce size. They widen stops. They cut winners early. Each change feels logical. Each change reduces discomfort. Each change obeys fear. Fear and control. Fear seeks control. Markets do not offer control. This creates conflict. The trader responds by creating rituals, more indicators, more confirmation, more rules. This feels like structure. It is actually insulation. Structure built to avoid fear collapses under pressure because it was never designed for uncertainty. It was designed for comfort. Why fear cannot be removed? Fear is not learned. It is automatic. It is the nervous system responding to uncertainty and consequence. Removing fear would require removing meaning. Traders do not want that. They want profit to matter. They want losses to matter less. Fear reflects that imbalance. The trader who claims they feel no fear is not advanced. They are disconnected. The disciplined response. Disciplined traders do not eliminate fear. They do not suppress it. They do not fight it. They observe it. They recognize fear as background noise. Present, constant, irrelevant to execution. Discipline is not confidence. It is obedience to process despite discomfort. Fear remains. The trader acts anyway. The misunderstood calm. Calm is often mistaken for absence of fear. This is incorrect. Calm is the absence of reaction. Fear can exist inside calm behavior. This distinction matters. A trader can feel fear and still execute cleanly. Most traders cannot accept this. They wait to feel ready. Readiness never comes. Fear as a filter. Fear filters traders out of the market. Not immediately, gradually. Those who obey fear reduce size until progress stops. Those who fight fear increase size until collapse. Both fail. The traders who remain are those who accept fear as permanent. They stop negotiating with it. The silent failure. Most traders do not fail dramatically. They fade. Fear drains consistency. Rules loosen. Patience erodes. Execution degrades. The account declines slowly. This feels manageable until it isn't. Fear does not cause one mistake. It causes thousands of small compromises. The final observation. Fear does not disappear. It never has. It never will. The difference between traders is not fear. It is obedience. Some obey fear. Others obey their rules. Fear remains present in both. Only one survives. Andy.